Thank you so much for staying tuned. Still all about World Mental Health Day. With me here in the studio is another psychiatrist, Dr. Owie Osaiti from the Neuro Psychiatric Department. Federal
Neuropsychiatric
Hospital. Yeah, still here,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
Well, you heard the first set of doctors that talked about this. Now, I'd like to come straight to you. What are the signs and symptoms of a psychiatric disorder?
I thank you very much for the question. And last week, our own Professor Akigbe had an inaugural lecture at the University of Benin, spoken about the colomenta and the elephants in the room. Usually, mental illnesses have two main categories, what we call the psychotic and the non-psychotic disorders. People have a problem in what they call the colomenta, the psychotic disorders. But a lot of us, the major challenge we always talk about are usually the non-psychotic disorders that people suffer and they go through when help is available. The essence of World Mental Health Day is to make people to realize that a lot of sufferings that they go through, the help is out there. We are coming around to inform the whole wide world and those you can reach on there. Now we are on YouTube and everything. So that's across the whole wide world that as you can have an illness in your leg, you can have illness in your knee, in your private part, in your tummy, in your chest, in your heart. Everywhere your brain is also a part of the body. That does mean it means also that you can also have a problem. So when I talk about psychotic disorders, we are talking about an individual, in most instances, that have lost touch with reality. So we usually say this person has some beliefs system that are not in keeping with the individual's personality as usually regarded by others. So he has what we call delusions. Some of them will just come and start saying some things. My father wants to kill me. My mother wants to kill me. They are monitoring me all across. Can't you see? Can't you see? They want to kill me. Televisions, they are monitoring me. That television. So those ones are beliefs that are unusual. That relatives sometimes they cope with. Some of them they know, but they just leave it alone, and the person does not seek help. The second set are maybe what we call hallucinations. They are there, they are outside the window. Can't you hear them talking? Can't you see them on top of the roof? Their rats are out there. Or what we call severe psychomotor agitation. Those are the ones that relatives usually must bring. Like he carries cutlass, he's restless, he cannot sleep, he's disturbing. Those are the psychotic disorders. The non-psychotic disorders include things like depression without psychosis, include things like the post-traumatic stress disorder. You see, the challenges of our days, when you wake up in the morning, you don't know where the food is coming from, you don't know how you are going to take care of your children. Those are actually gives us stress. It goes back to the definition of mental illnesses, actually. I don't know whether my colleagues define mental ill health according to the World Health Organization.
You can give us the definition.
Okay. Mental ill health, according to the World Health Organization, goes beyond having a psychotic. They actually define mental ill health in the social terms. They say in each individual, you are able to realize your full potential in the environment. You are able to make contributions to the environment to make a lot of differences. You're able to integrate into the society and be of benefit to the society and others. If an individual is in the society is not able to fulfill all those things, he has a psychological challenge.
You're able to fulfill all these aspects of life, the psychological challenge.
Yes.
Can it degenerate to mental situation?
No, we are already saying he has a mental problem. He's already degenerated.
Wow. So when you start talking to yourself about school fees, house rent, market money, and the rest of them, you're deeply troubled about it. That's a state of being psychologically challenged. That's interesting.
Yes.
So how can this be remedied?
Well, the remedy, you see, mental health is, therapy is usually
faceted.
It's not just only this, there's music therapy. When people talk about music therapy, like I tell people, even the churches in a way In some advanced countries, the priests and the others are trained in counseling and even on specific focuses. Marital challenges, difficulties. I was talking to a group of people. I said, here is a woman who had an issue with the husband. He fought with, the husband beat him up, kicked him, and she collapsed. They took her to a general hospital, and the surgeons came in and said she had a ruptured spleen. They took her to theater, did what they can, brought her out alive, and she's fine. And everybody wiped and said, thank God she's okay. But that woman is not okay. That's the beginning of another set of problems. Now, here is with her husband. Is she going back to the same house or not? Where will she go to? If she has no food to eat and she's not occupied, she has no occupation, what will she do? This is where we must pay attention to the mental health of all our individuals. Okay, several times, the main thing that we want to talk about before we round up is that sometimes we'll be in the clinics and I see a lot of people coming very late. Like I told a man recently, you have a son, 16 years, was already a graduate, started using hard drugs. From one school, you move to the second school. From there, they are pursuing me, they want me to join secret court. You move to a third school. Now, this boy is 23 now. He has not graduated, has attended 4 universities. You waited until he carried cutlass and said he wants to kill you before bringing him. I asked him, sir, do you think, don't you know this, your son has a problem? Since then, he kept quiet. He knew.
Wow. Anyway, Doc, I'm going to put you for another discussion segment, maybe some other time.
Thank you very much.
Expatiate more on this. I really appreciate your coming.
Thank you very much.
So much insight in so many aspects. It's all about World Mental Health Day, my health, my rights, my health,
my rights,
my mind. You just name it. So please go for a checkup. Really. Go for a checkup, his experience. Thank you once more, Doc.
Thank you very
much. Appreciate your comment.
We'll
be right back talking about
Thank you.
off-season election. Don't go away.